Yo, what's up? Yo, this poem gonna be a little different. This poem's gonna be about, you know, things that we complain about all the time. But I always say, man, what if you was in charge? What would you do? But also, man, like, what's going on out here? And I want to quote an ex-CIA agent. America creates its own enemies. Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, tossed some intel on the real hell, Nicaragua and the Contras. Congress told us that we left, we expelled. And they got no money from the appropriation committee. So what's the alternate? Huh? So what's the alternate? They just put the crack in the inner cities, from Phoenix to Philly. Yo, we were covertly worried about Cuba. Remember before, we was worried about the Russians in Cuba? And that's what we was worried about. We was covertly worried about the Russians. Because they just gave $100 million to the other side of the conflict, the Santanese. So it makes sense to me. And we couldn't see this. Blindly involved. So we wouldn't see this. Blurred picture just needs focus. No one serves two masters. 624 Matthew. For anything that becomes visible is light, because the days are evil. In all your ways, you better acknowledge him. Straight your paths. That's Ephesians 5:14 and Proverbs 3:6. The math will always come correct. Need no corrections. Now the dots connect. Remember after 9/11, we attacked Iraq, but not Saudi Arabia, so-called home of the hijackers, and then the Taliban, Afghanistan, covert poppy cultivation, opium, heroin, $4 billion in profits. CIA controls this. Man, we don't care nothing about their government. This is about hustling and controlling the region. Our motto. 2,372 deaths of our fathers, brothers, boy cousins, and uncles, soldiers, never came home, no more, for fake wars. One of their own said it. America creates its own enemies, not the Muslims. You know, I was told when I was on the side of the defense, coincidence. But on the other side of the prosecution, no such thing as coincidence. It happened. United States of America versus Brady. I presented this case to save me. The U.S. attorney, rebuttal, used the same case to kill me. Interpretation or contradiction, you describe the picture. And if you can't see any of this, keep playing with that focus. Eventually, it will come clear. Because the spiritual meaning of light come to God. I only fear not doing this. Now, I want you to think with me. Take a minute to step out and vision you with him powers. What would you do differently? And the only way this imaginary moment can work imperfectly, now purposely I used imperfectly because you can't complete, any algebra formula. Because you must possess all the components. Reality, truthfully, hypothetically. See, too many lees. They turn the nouns to adjectives, additives, therefore make believe. So your answer would be emotionally, not truthfully, because truth needs no support. Stand therefore, having fastened the belt of truth and the breastplate of righteousness, 6:4 Ephesians. We would probably do the same as them. I know you doubt my answer, but did you really hear the question? Don't think of controlling. Think of relative. You never thought privately about owning a corporation and all the things that you would do differently? Imminent, implement. Your way or highway. Now, that myopic viewway, open it. So basically, what I mean is, if any of those yes boxes has a check in it, then you like them. That's why I pushed relative. See, we want to own company. They own corporation and industry. So we are subsidiary. Less than important. Now, speaking as a black man, we can't understand the greed until we hear our upper blacks. Yo, it must be something in the altitude. Because up there, they catch that same disease. And that greed trickles down to weed. Down to a nickel bag of weed. Now, before you critique me, listen to, follow, and overstand me. We've adopted their mentality. From not being forgiveful, twin forceful, because they kill white folks too, and at a rate that is unintelligible, at an unimaginable level. Ethnic cleanse, folks. It didn't just stop after the boat, or slavery, or Amendment 13, or Jim Crow in the 60s, them damn Bushes and them fucking Clintons in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. And Obama was put here to finish, not legislation. Pardon self, executive. They ain't let him pass shit. He deported more than any of them. I'm talking about the Mexicans and anybody else's. The healthcare was the same as Romney up in Boston. And you got to look into this because I'm spitting facts. Again, I'm not trying to win acceptance except for this. Truth. When you going to be honest with you? You mad at them because you wasn't blessed or cursed to be them. This stuff is only for the interim. But we will never be atop of them in this lifetime. But it's truly sublime. But I'm more interested in divine. So here's a interesting biblical line. Mark 10:25. It's easier for a camel to walk through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Peace. Creation Bay.